Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the American Tier 10 Tech-Tree Heavy, the T110E5. This is a vehicle that has done a full circle of meta-ness, I guess that's what we'll call it, because back in the day, this was a super competitive tank. Not only did it have great DPM at around 2850 running gun rammer, fantastic penetration, had pretty good mobility. Overall, the E5 was just kind of a really average but yet good tank. Kind of like what the Patton is of a medium, the E5 was that at a heavy. And then Wargaming said, you know what, we're going to give it reactive and super speed boost. When they did that, it became a super comp meta vehicle and one of the top performers in Tier 10. And then Wargaming said no, they yoinked the super speed boost and made it a lot worse. I think they removed its top speed by 5 kilometers per hour, which is actually a pretty big nerf. And then they also absolutely nerfed the crap out of the E5's DPM from what is, I think it was 2850, yeah, to like 2400. It's bad. It lost a lot of DPM, which kinda sucks. However, in update 9.1, in conjunction with this vehicle getting PBR, it has become meta once again. In update 9.1, Wargaming made two things on this tank great. First of all, the gun. The E5 gun, for many years, was considered a bit troll. It had .317 dispersion. Actually, I think it was .326. But either way, it was somewhere around that area. And it's not bad dispersion, but it's also not good dispersion. However, in 9.1, Wargaming said, nah, screw that crap. We're going to make the gun have .303 dispersion, even if you're running hit points on it, which is insane. So I'm running sandbag, and as well, I have .303 dispersion. And my aiming time is only 2.6 seconds, making this one of the most accurate vehicles in Tier 10, let alone for a heavy. When you add that into the fact that with calibrated shells, I have 374 millimeters of heat pen, basically, you don't bounce. I mean, you can load heat, absolutely butter enemies across the map. That is the big advantage of the E5 right now, but that's not it, because this tank got PBR. And if any of you remember when the IS-7 got PBR, it got buffed in a major way, specifically the side armor. Well, the E5 got a similar buff, but this time it's to the frontal armor. The turret became a bit more pike-nosed, which means that it's angled more on the sides, a lot better angling, which allows it to get much more confident bounces. Add that into the fact that the T110E5 also got a nearly impervious upper plate to any heat shells, and yeah, it has become an absolute ridgeline monster and a face-hugging monster. Two things that are actually quite good for pubs. This tank has become so strong after it getting PBR that people actually started using it again in comp. I don't know if I agree with it being used in comp. I feel like the E6 and the Concept are also very good substitutes, but still, the fact that this vehicle has basically made a full circle is pretty impressive. But what's not impressive is how long it's taking me to load into a battle. It's just sad. Here we are, battle number 1. That took a very long time to load into. What do we have up against us? Well, we have another E5, played by a very good player, so might be a duel coming up. I'm the real Dirty Dan. You're Pinhead Pete, and you're gonna be shoved into the ground. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, never mind. This is looking really bad. They have a TVP, which is already a very powerful medium, and I'm expecting the E5 on their team, judging that he is such a good player, to also most likely position to the same way I'm going, which instills very little confidence in me. I have two possible theories here. One is, I don't like this, that's all I'm gonna say. Back up, Sheridan! Oh, boy. Okay, you know what? The E5 got spotted there. We're fine. We're fine. Oh, man, you don't know how worried I was that their whole team was going to go this side of the map, and that was going to be the end of my fun. Because you'll notice that we have no TD coverage. Our 183 is frontlining, basically. And there's our Centurion, by the way. This is a fun fact, but we had a medium advantage this game. Well, we did. Now we don't, because unfortunately, doofus Centurion man. Now, I would go for Atomic there, but I think it's a smarter decision for me to go this way, come over here, try and push the TVP off, which is exactly what we're going to do. Hello, TVP. Oof, one nice shell, and man is dead. And look at that. Absolutely beautiful, because this dead carcass is going to actually supply me some pretty good armor. So we got the 704 in the back here, and boop. There you go. Nice shot into the 704. Unfortunately, we are down a tier 9 medium, but, I mean, they are down a lot more than a tier 9 medium so far. They're about to be down 2. Never mind. How did that not pen? I'm actually confused. That shell went directly where I aimed. It must have just hit one of the angled bits on the 704. As we know, the 704 has incredibly troll armor. But there you go. One easy shell into the T110 E5. This is basically forcing that E5 to either stay in that rock position or do exactly what he's doing and back up. He gets shot again, then gets shot by my Sheridan. He's put himself in an awful position, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the big problems of the E5. Its reverse speed is only 12 kilometers per hour. You can see me reversing here. So because of that, that's why I was very surprised to see that player put his E5 in such an awkward spot to work. Like, yes, holding the hill is great, but you're not really holding that much, are you? Because now we've basically encircled you. I'm going to try and get behind these guys here. Maybe I can get a shell into the K91. Aiming. Look at this crazy aiming time, by the way. Very easy slap into the K91. I'm going to let my Sheridan finish him off. There you go. And now I'm going to start going for the IS-7. 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, and we're just going to load heat to guarantee the penetration. There's no point to risk it when I'm getting the biscuit either way. So, we can see the E5 has played a bit aggressive here. I'm just going to finish off the IS-7 with a nice slap-a-rooney, and then we're going to chill here. At this point, we're doing pretty good, if I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to back up like this. Maybe we can get a shell into the E5, and boop. There you go. Oof. Nice fire for 450. And again, you can just see the awful, awful reverse speed of the E5. It really is quite a shame that it reverses so fast. That is the only thing Wargaming really, I think, should buff about it, is that reverse speed. It's bad. But, you know what? We did pretty good this game, and we're going to get a nice pen into the 183. He's dead, and with that, we're up to 3,700 damage dealt. You can see that, yes, this tank has poor DPM, but damage per minute isn't everything, and we were able to use the armor, we were able to use the mobility, win over medium side, farm the heavies across, and come out with a very easy victory. As I said at the beginning of that game, I was expecting to see that player, and that's a very good player. I'm pretty sure that's one of the players that actually has a top 4. I think he played for Pince or something like that. Yeah, you can see he's a very good player. I am just surprised. You know what? If he wants to tune, I'll actually tune with him. I'll tell him I got one game recording. There you go. All right, we'll see what we can do. But the E5 is, as you saw for that first game, pretty good. I think he positioned his tank improperly, put himself in a spot where he really couldn't do anything. It's the same thing where I think of like the Concept 1B, where the Concept is really only good when you're able to get that aggressive position, push on the side, and come out with a victory. However, it's really bad at the opposite, which is holding. It's good at holding, but if you start getting flanked because you can't push because you don't have the alpha, that's the same thing where the E5 kind of has that problem where, as you saw, we just pushed and he couldn't push on anybody and got absolutely pooped on. So I wouldn't say it was his fault. I just think that is a bit of a poor position. Battle number 2. Here we are. Actually, what is ironic is that I spent longer in queue solo than I did in platoon, which I actually do find very ironic. So, again, I'm going to play the E5 kind of like a medium bully. I think of it kind of like a Concept, but it's got better armor. Oh my god. Nah, bad idea. I'm not doing that. Oh my god. Welcome to Blitz. Well, I don't even understand that one. Why would the mediums go... we had a medium advantage. They have one medium tank, right? Their whole team, look at their lineup. They have an IS-4, M6 Super Conk, Type 68. We have a whole medium advantage, especially if I had pushed with them. But instead, these doofies go with their Progetto and Leopard to medium, to the heavy side. I'm very disappointed, to say none the least, but I'm going to see what I can do. I was thinking about going where he's putting his E5. The only reason I'm a little skeptical of that position is down to the fact that, well, it can be very risky if they have tanks, yeah, right where that Yo is. That's why I don't like to go there all too often. Now, because this thing has such an accurate gun, you can see just how easily I connected a shell into that Super Conqueror hatch. And there's not many heavies you can really do that with, but the E5 is just one of those tanks. So, we're going to see if this IS-4 overextends, and, well, wouldn't really matter, because that shot did not go where I wanted it to. Let's put on my adrenaline, because I think this 183 is going to be stupid enough to poke. Oh my cringe. He was stupid enough to poke. Unfortunately, my gun said, no, you're not getting any damage on the 183. I'm moving this Progetto. He's in my way. Alright, let's see. IS-4 is poking. Shell just went a little bit above. We're doing okay, but we're not doing great. Right now, we're just kind of holding is all I can say. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Very nice slap-a-rooney into that player. I'm going to do something very aggressive here. It's a bit risky, but I think it's possibly worth it. Got the 268 off to the side, which is obviously a deadly tank, but not if there's 2E5 shooting that 268. So you can see I've slowly claimed a bit of land here, playing a bit more aggressive. And you want to obviously slowly play aggressive with a vehicle like the E5. You don't want to just full YOLO it, because that's going to be an awful idea. So we got the M6 show, and oh boy, he's running the double shot. Yep. Welcome to the double shot, where basically you get punished for doing nothing wrong. The double shot yo is a pretty cringe vehicle, but oh well. Let's see. We got the IS-4 in the front, and because we got so much heat pen, you can see we can just butter through him. But we don't even need heat. We've got so much pen as well with our standard and so much accuracy. I can just easily slap a shell into this IS-4. We're going to go for another pen here, but my E100 is doing a fantastic job at blocking me. Yes. Is this your job, E100? Like, oh my god, this guy cannot be real. No, he actually is blocking me. Like, he has to be. There's no way he's not. You guys are watching this. There's no way somebody is that bad at the game that they purposefully back up and forwards. What was that, 3 times in front of me? Bruh, that's pretty cringe. If that guy was actually doing that on accident, he needs to figure out what the heck he's driving. Alright, well, I'm going to go low because the Super Conk's right here, and we might actually be able to connect an HE shell into his tank, which, well, that was a bit of a poor shot for me, if I'm going to be completely honest. I could have aimed that just a bit better, so that's on me. But we'll still get a nice penetration into his vehicle. We got the Type 68 over here as well, but not too worried. That guy dies. We got the Type 68 left, who gets slapped into the lower plate. And, well, that's a pretty easy game, I gotta be honest. We didn't do anything incredible for damage. To be fair, if I hadn't have screwed up that HE, it would have been a very, very easy 3K. I think we did just shy of 3K. Yeah, 29.42. But again, shows you where the E5 feels very strong, very comfortable playing. I definitely could have done more damage that game, especially because I could have played more passive. So overall, the E5 it's a really solid tank. I can't really say any negatives about it. And thanks for Atomic for the tune. But yeah, if you'd like to see more like this, obviously please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.